So this one, I don't remember how I first heard of it. I know it was about 2 weeks ago because I've had a tab on my Chrome in my phone with just the name of the show typed in, open for about 2 weeks. I think I saw a GIF or maybe it was like a short clip or something of the show, and I thought, hey, that looked interesting. I want to remember this for later. So I just opened up a tab and typed in the name. And then today, I was looking at my phone and not really having anything to do, and I saw the name, and I was like, I should get around to looking this up before I accidentally close this tab and then never remember what the name of that show was. So I looked it up, and I ended up binge watching the entire series in one sitting. That's how much I liked it, but I didn't like it that much. Each episode was only about 7 minutes long, so yeah, took and there was like 12 episodes, so it didn't really take me that long to watch the whole series. But it's still pretty entertaining. Kept me entertained to sit through all of that in just one sitting. I never got tired of it, episode after episode. Uh, which is interesting because normal there's always like a few of these that come out every season, or at least like one or two. Uh, these shorts, and I never really get into them. I mean, I've gotten into like one or maybe two of them in the past, which I thought were funny. Most of the time, I just don't really bother with them because I just kind of feel like, what's the point of watching like a 4 minute anime every week? It's just not my deal. This one was good, and I wish I'd have heard of it. It came out in the 2016 winter season, so almost exactly 2 years ago. This show was airing. I didn't hear of it then, and I hadn't heard of it until about 2 weeks ago. And the show is basically just the daily high school conversations between these three girls. One is just kind of like the bookish, kind of nerdy girl who likes to make jokes. The one is a very popular gal type of girl. And then the other one is like a very rich airhead, and they just kind of talk to each other. But the thing I liked about the thing that charmed me is that their conversation seemed almost real. Like they seemed like the kind of things that people would talk about. They mostly, well, not all, like I wouldn't say mostly, but a lot of them went more towards like the sexual puberty type of side of conversation, which seemed appropriate for a couple of high school girls. But none of it was like over the top crazy, like was it Sedokai Yakuin Dono, or I don't know what it was called. I remember watching the first season forever ago. But yeah, that one where it was funny, but it was over the top, goofy perversion. This one is just more like the average level of like what you'd expect, like I don't know, 17-year-olds to talk about. Like they would ask, it would always be like a question, and then they would kind of go into it. Like they were talking about a rumor that your eyebrows match up with like your pubic hair. So like people with really thin eyebrows have very thin pubic hair, or people with like really bushy eyebrows have really bushy, thick pubic hair. And it's like, is that true? I don't know. Or talking about how big your nipples are. Or what was the other one? Uh, Periods and tampons. Like talking about like what type, do you use pads or do you use tampons? And like, I'm scared of using tampons because it seems weird. And I don't know. It was funny and charming because it felt like a real conversation. It felt like something some high school girls might actually talk about. And there was a few side characters that would get involved too, but for the most part, it was just these three girls just kind of having their daily lives 7 minutes at a time. And it was actually really entertaining. And you could go just check out the first episode. Even if you don't like it, you're only out 7 minutes. And if you do like it, you're out like what, 2 hours? That it was interesting. Uh, at the OVA episode was actually like 30 minutes long. I think it was 28 minutes exactly. So I just thought it was weird that the OVA of a 7 minute show was almost 30 minutes. And it was actually, that one was still entertaining. They could have actually done like 25-minute episodes of this whole show, and it would have worked out because the OVA worked out just fine. But yeah, mostly disconnected, just conversations between girls that are goofy and funny and charming. And yeah, it's a really good show. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it was pretty good. I think anybody should go check it out and give it a try if you've never heard of it, which I hadn't heard of it. If you have heard of it, did you love it too, or I mean, did you think it was stupid? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you later.